Welcome to our daily devotional series, The Daily Herald. I pray that these messages will come to you as an encouragement and a reminder to be heralds of the Lord daily. God bless you.
Great Head of the Church, February 17. Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the house of Israel. Therefore, hear a word from my mouth and give them warning from me. Ezekiel 3:17.
In his life and lessons, Christ has given a perfect exemplification of the unselfish ministry which has its origin in God. God does not live for himself. By creating the world and by upholding all things, he is constantly ministering to others. He maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. Matthew 5:45. This ideal of ministry the Father committed to his Son. Jesus was given to stand at the head of humanity, by his example to teach what it means to minister. His whole life was under a law of service. He served all, ministered to all. Again and again, Jesus tried to establish his principle among his disciples. When James and John made their request for preeminence, he said, "Whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many." Matthew 20:26-28. Since his ascension, Christ has carried forward his work on the earth by chosen ambassadors, through whom he speaks to the children of humanity and ministers to their needs. The great head of the church superintends his work through the instrumentality of men and women ordained by God to act as his representatives. The position of those who have been called of God to labor in word and doctrine for the upbuilding of his church is one of grave responsibility. In Christ's stead, they are to beseech men and women to be reconciled to God, and they can fulfill their mission only as they receive wisdom and power from above. Christ's ministers are the spiritual guardians of the people entrusted to their care. Their work has been linked to that of watchmen. It is the privilege of the watchman on the walls of Zion to live so near to God and be so susceptible to the impressions of his Spirit that he can work through them and tell men and women of their peril and point them to the place of safety. Further reflection. How can I work more closely with Jesus to achieve his objectives?